Connections made during delivery. Number of times that BB was soothed, 4. I only took out the baby and soothed it 4 times. Likes from BB, 76. My connection level with BB was a 3.5 stars, so I apparently didn't get max connection with the baby. Bridges contracts made. UCA members recruited. 3-star higher connections, 4-star higher, max level 17. I made 76 connections with other players. I received 217,000 likes. 214k of that came from other players, and the rest were from 214 from NPCs and 2,000 from other players. Cool. Take screenshot. Overall order grade. Let's see. We'll do this for now. Next door. Music. Tonight, tonight, tonight. Please don't stop chapter 2. I'll keep coming. You know? Oh, man. Hey, look, there's new things for me to read, too. Episode 50. Tomorrow is in your hands. Okay. 2 weeks earlier. Still more. It just keeps going. Oh, so am I going back in time to before I finish the game, and this is how they let me keep playing it? Like it's 2 weeks before the end of the game?
Thank you for your generosity.
So technically burned my handcuffs, so.
Well, look who's awake.
Big whale!
Morning, Sam. You'll be happy to hear your vitals have stabilized, and that you're well on your way to recovery. Not that it's your fault, but what I wouldn't give to trade places. We're all stuck in the president's office, working like dogs to get everything ready in time for the inauguration. But at least one of us is still free as a bird. You should head out. Make the most of it. Could even do some orders if you wanted. Might do you good to get back in the game.
Okay.
You may recall it was raining buckets back when you left for Amelie's Beach. We took a real beating at the time, but we've done our best to service the structures and vehicles in the area. So you know, any cargo that was stored in your private locker at a damaged facility should have been transferred to your private locker here at this distro center.
Okay.
Anyway, busy or not, we'll still be on the end of the line if you need us. And if you want some alone time, we should be able to manage for now. Just make sure you're back in time for the big day, all right? See you then. Hey, Sam, you sure you don't have any unfinished business?
Okay. Backpack cover. Makes me wonder if I'm like supposed to go watch the president's inauguration thing then too. Hard to tell. Pass the time until the president's inauguration. Change color scheme. Do I get a different color outfit finally? This is just the glasses again. I can change my suit. Let's go. I can do orange. I can do red. I can do security black. Engineering ivory. Porter white. Mule brown. Mule purple. Mule violet. I got yellow, red, gray, green. Ooh, fragile blue. Ooh, or BB pink. Doesn't even look pink. Is that pink? There's no shot that's pink. What do you mean? I don't know what color that is. Doesn't look like pink, though. That's a pretty blue. I kind of want to make my suit black, though. Black on black. I've been waiting all game to be able to do that. Yeah, I gotta make my suit black. Has to be done. There we go. Yeah, now we look cool. Still missing 2 other weapons in here, apparently, that I never got. But from the rocket launcher on the left there, there's 2 things missing. I got the big whale statue thingy for beating that up. I love that they make his mouth open. Beautiful. Alright, Sam, slam your beers. We gotta get ready. We gotta go out and make another delivery. Gotta go learn some Higgs lore. I gotta figure out if I need to, like, deliver a pizza to his house or just drive to his house. I'm not really sure. I'll figure that out, I guess. Okay, that's done. There's some new stuff for me to read as well, which I don't really feel like reading right now, but I kind of need to, so. Good child, why are you howling at the bookcase, huh? Okay. We have drank, eat, use the facility, showered. We're good to go there. Let's figure out what I'm missing on reading here, because there's some materials I should probably take a look at. The mail, the Carol artist's mother, daughter and her husband's tragic past. Oh, God, I don't really care about the weird. Oh, they're getting married again. Huh. Okay. Father-daughter split apart, and now they're back together again. All right. Data interviews. There's some new interviews that popped up in here that I should check out. It'll give me some context probably on a few things. About Sam's return. Hold. Okay. Thank you. Sam has returned safe and sound. It had been about a month since he departed for Amelie's Beach. 30 days of relentless searching for us. Though for him it must have felt like an eternity. I cannot imagine the isolation and despair he must have been forced to endure, a suffering known only by Amelie and Bridget. Sam has told us about the extinction entity and how it granted humanity a reprieve, but beyond that, he is reluctant to speak. We should not put any pressure on him. Frankly, I expect we should struggle to comprehend anything else he tells us. Suffice it to say that the last stranding has been avoided, even if its precursor has forever reshaped our world. Thousands and thousands of years from now, should intelligent life walk the Earth and find our fossils, they will likely conclude that Homo sapiens died out in the sixth extinction. Perhaps if we're lucky, they may even find records we leave behind. Still, we cannot hope to guess how much they will understand about who we were. After all, their intelligence will not be like ours. Theirs will be a different understanding of the world, of the universe, different forms of existence, different conceptions of what it is to be alive. These invariably lead to different conceptions of what it is to die. But it matters not if they never understand who we were. All that matters, in my opinion at least, is that they know that we were here. Cool. What else? I think there was like one more in here, or a couple more that popped up. Oh, hey, look, these are listed as Higgs's journal now. Oh my god, I missed a whole bunch of these apparently, because I only ever found up to Higgs's journal number 9, and they just gave me number 24, 25, and 26, so I'm missing a lot of his journals apparently. My first memory is of looking up at the ceiling of our shelter, as a baby bawling my eyes out. All of a sudden, the hand of God comes into view, blotting out the steel sky. Daddy, he lifts me up, not gentle, but not hard. Shouts some stuff, but it's all gibberish I can't make heads or tails of. He ain't my real daddy, though. That one died before I was born, and Mama soon after. Of disease or something. I don't know. Her brother took me in, whisked me away from the shelter, reeking of piss and death, and brought me here. Daddy number 2. He never really took to it. He was an ugly, violent man full of anger with nowhere to go. Tried to love me in his own way, but I don't know if if he ever had it in him. Daddy told me our shelter was our world, and I believed him. I grew up thinking no one but us two existed. Then when I got a little older, I started asking questions. Simple questions about where the food came from, that kind of thing. Got smacked upside the head for my troubles. But try as he might, he couldn't beat the curiosity out of me. One day I peeked at his monitor. It was the first glimpse I'd ever caught of the outside world. I pestered Daddy about it, and you bet I caught a holy hell for it. But I wore him down, and eventually he came clean and admitted there was a whole world out there, soaked to the bone by timefall and overrun by demons that'd eat me up. It occurred to me later that his fear-mongering probably got my mama killed, filling her head with his hysterics about the dead walking the earth and the only safe haven being 6 feet under. Wonderful. Left him on hard read? Well, you see, I read journals 1 through 9, but I never found the rest of the journals to read, so... Number 25. Mama entrusted me to her brother, so he had no choice but to raise me best he could. Say what you will about the man, but he had himself a sense of obligation. He might have even harbored a measure of affection for me, but whatever was in his heart he expressed with his hands, his fists. Any hopes and dreams he might have had for me, for us, fell by the wayside pretty quick. We slipped into a daily routine of warnings to stay the fuck inside, bookended by beatings to drive the point home. I think sometimes he sincerely believed that was the only way to protect me. But I wasn't about to go on living like that. Can't cage a young boy's spirit. If I'd stayed, I'd have died, body and soul. Had to get out. Started hoarding supplies in secret, but he caught on. That was the beginning of the worst beating yet. He was grabbing anything and everything within reach that could be used as a weapon. Tearing our shelter apart, smashing furniture, all the while wailing like a wounded animal, tears streaming down his face. He pinned me down, tears and spit flying in my face as he blubbered on about me not understanding his pain. His pain. His hands around my neck, darkness creeping in from the corners. His pain. His pain. The kitchen knife in my hands, in his neck. His hands, they grew weak, and he just deflates like a balloon all over me. I roll him off, and I look into his glassy eyes filled with his pain in our steel sky. Oh. He stabbed his stepdad, who was his uncle, in the neck. These are journals about Higgs and his story of how he came to be. and how he got his powers and started to discover them. And apparently his real mom and dad died, so his uncle took him in, and his uncle would beat him on the daily and tell him to stay inside because outside was too dangerous. And so he wanted to leave, and he hoarded supplies in secret. And his dad, well, uncle, found out, and then beat the living shit out of him. And in the last moment, he grabbed a knife and stabbed him in the throat and killed him. I didn't know how to feel after. I spent the night next to him, my mind a blank canvas. In the back of it, a nagging voice saying I had to dispose of it. Daddy hadn't told me much, but he had told me about how bodies would go necro, pop BTs and all that. Make for a good bedtime story, so I knew what would happen if I let him lie. Death had come into our home and turned it into a crater. His stink was starting to fill up the room. I had to deal with him. I had to get him out, get him as far away as possible. So I got my arms under his and dragged him out into a new world with a new sky. Bigger, emptier, bare rock dotted with bushes all around. Mountains off in the distance, Cairo clouds hugging their peaks. My knees started getting wobbly and the world began to spin, but I knew the clock was ticking. Eyes down, gotta deal with Daddy. I'd been moving at a steady clip when I saw it. Chiralium coming off Daddy like motes of shimmering light. I was out of time. I had to lay him down in the dirt, but before I let go, I had a vision. My hands still resting on his body, disappeared, vaporized into a fine mist. Poof. And then I felt another presence, a BT, coming slow but sure, like it had been walking since the beginning of time. Daddy's keeper, that was the first one I'd sensed. But it wasn't the last. For a long while after, I remained awakened to their presence, a sixth sense. Daddy's parting gift to me. Over time it'd fade, but I knew how I got it. And I knew how to get it back. All I needed was another body, and I got real good at making them. Death for life, theirs for mine, a fair exchange. Interesting. So he would kill people to suck up their souls and gain more powers. Psycho killers are made? Yeah. I mean, he became a psycho killer. He would murder people so that he could fucking slurp the chiralium out of their body as they started to necrotize and get more powers. Lovely. I need to read these Lucy's reports, because these are the ones pertaining to Sam. So I've been waiting on these ones for a bit. UCA has been wiped off the map by a void-out, leaving nothing but an enormous crater. Terrorism was suspected at first, but the investigation spearheaded by Bridges quickly ruled out the possibility, and eventually concluded that the cause was the corpse of a civilian which had been left to necrotize unnoticed in an urban residential area. The deceased was Lucy Strand. Tragically, she was also 7 months pregnant. The child had already been named Lou. Cause of death was ruled a drug overdose, possibly intentional, though that remains unconfirmed at this time. Surveillance data was sent to Bridges HQ for analysis, but the results were inconclusive. Lucy's husband, Sam Strand, had been away for some time and became concerned when he was unable to contact his wife. Though he attempted to return home, the void-out was triggered immediately after his arrival. Being a repatriate, Sam was the sole survivor of the blast. As the deceased was the wife of a prominent member of Bridges, who himself is the son of President Strand, public support for the organization suffered. Many criticized the crisis management team's handling of the situation, as well as the priorities of the organization and President Strand herself. Some believe that Sam Strand was involved with his wife's death, and that he should be held accountable. While both the administration and Bridges adamantly defended him for a time, public pressure continued to mount. In a gesture his co-workers suspect was his way of taking responsibility. Sam Strand resigned from Bridges. His current whereabouts are unknown. I've just concluded my first therapy session with Sam Strand. It was not held at the patient's request. Sam's adoptive mother, President Strand, approached me in the hope that I might help her son overcome his aphanphosmphobia. Sam is an intriguing case. His reluctance notwithstanding, he recognizes that his condition has and will continue to cause him much distress. I suspect it's rooted in a childhood trauma. But unfortunately, we've only just scratched the surface, and I cannot even begin to speculate what it might be. Like many of Bridges' core team members, Sam is a doom sufferer. Unlike them, however, he's also a repatriate. Whether or not this is related to his aphanphosmphobia, I cannot say at this time, but he would hardly be the first to manifest phobias as a result of his abilities. As an infant, Sam lost both parents and was adopted by President Strand. Owing to her stressful and time-consuming responsibilities, I can only presume that she was unable to afford him sufficient attention, which is to say that a distant relationship with his adoptive mother may be a contributing factor. As previously mentioned, though, Sam is very reluctant to talk about himself. He's an intensively private individual, and it will take time to build trust to convince him to open himself up to me. Progress has been slow, but Sam has finally started to open up. However, his recollection of early childhood is confused and contradictory. He has difficulty distinguishing between genuine memories and reoccurring dreams. Sam even claims to have met his stepsister Amelie on the beach several times while quite young. An impossible claim, to say the least. I'm only a little older than Sam, but I was born before the Death Stranding, a fact that tends to affect the way we think about the beach. In my professional opinion, the beach is a figment of our collective imagination, a shared delusion. But people born later are more likely to take its existence as a given. I wonder if they find comfort in the belief because it helps to explain phenomena like BTs and repatriates like Sam. Similarly, my theory is that Sam's manufactured childhood memories of the beach are his way of coping with the fact that neither Amelie nor Bridget spent much time with him. I believe this is also the reason he still clings to the dream catcher Amelie gave him even now as an adult. You'd call it his security blanket, and may also be the key to overcoming his aphantphobia. If Sam were to emotionally distance himself from Amelie, it might reduce his resistance to physical intimacy. I will propose this approach to him in our next session. So his psychiatrist is an asshole, basically. You're telling me these things, and I'm telling you you're a liar, and you're making them up in your head. Cool. It came as no surprise, but Sam was unreceptive to my suggestion and rejected my assessment of his relationship with Amelie. He asserted that he is not dependent on her or Bridget, and even went as far as to question my credentials as a psychotherapist. Yeah, so you should. His pronounced resistance to the idea only serves as further evidence of his dependency. Nevertheless, there's little I can do if Sam is unwilling to explore the possibility, other than continue to share my observations and hope that he eventually changes his mind. For the time being, I've decided to focus instead on Sam's feelings towards Bridges and his place within the organization. Given that it was founded to support and protect his adoptive mother, and that the other core members have dooms like he does, I think there's something to be gained from the discussion. His growing responsibilities within Bridges, due to their expanding mandate, and his abilities as a repatriate surely put him under greater pressure, and I wonder if his enthusiasm for their mission was sincere. Based on our time spent together thus far, I believe he may have embraced his role because it helped him to cope with feelings of isolation, that he pledged himself to an impossible endeavor because it was preferable to living and dying alone. I decided a different approach was required, and so I requested a meeting with the president. Discretion was vital, as any information which might suggest she is receiving mental health treatment could be exploited by her opponents. The meeting was listed as an interview in official records, though I was more than willing to offer my services had they been requested. I opened by asking about Sam's childhood, to which the president responded with an immediate and heartfelt apology. Her frankness shocked me, I must confess. She expressed deep regret for her failure to engage with him, physically and emotionally, as she felt a mother should. At times, it felt as though she was apologizing to her son by proxy. Her candor was as impressive as it was appreciated. The president told me that her daughter Amelie had mostly taken care of Sam in her absence. She glossed over details, but she divulged that Amelie also has dooms, saying that she would often take Sam with her to play on the beach. Interestingly, President Strand suggested that their time spent together may be related to his current condition. Okay. That's all the reports I'm caught up on now. I have to go do one last pizza delivery to Higgs's house. Go learn some stuff. Maybe. I need to fragile jump. And I'm at Capital Knot City. I need to go to Lake Knot City right now. Central region.
Ready to take the plunge? So, the only things you can bring with you is yourself. And maybe a few other trinkets that are really important to you. Okay, close your eyes.
I've never used her jumping
Picture your
feature yet outside of the story stuff.
Hold it in your mind.
I don't know if I need to pick up a pizza first off to figure that out. But I do need to get back to this map, so one way or another, I'll be here in this map. I think the only thing I still don't understand about the story is how Sam was removed from the pod as the BB, and then the president raised him, but then somehow another copy of himself remained in a pod. That's the only thing I don't get. Because it doesn't make sense. How this baby in a pod is Sam, but also this was Sam who was a baby in the pod, but was removed from the... that's the only part I don't get. I can't quite grasp that. It doesn't make sense. That's like the last confusion. Everything else I understand now that I've got all the context. It's certainly a confusing story, but when you like read the interviews and you piece it all together and you actually like pay attention to it and you put forth the effort to understand it, it makes sense. Like it literally just comes down to Amelie is just some like paracausal entity that the universe assigned a role to her, and her role was to help annihilate existence. And she seems to understand that it's because the universe is pissed off that we ever even came to be, because the Big Bang happened, and she said it was all matter and antimatter, and they should have canceled each other out. But somehow, some way, a spark of life grew from that, and the universe doesn't like that, and it wants us gone. And so it creates these extinction entities that show up, and they try to end life as we know it, to set things right, to let the universe win, and get back at us for coming to life. And every time an extinction entity shows up and tries to annihilate us, a little tiny shred of life perseveres, and it sprouts and grows into something new, and then we bounce back from it, because that's life as we know it. It perseveres and it endures. We evolve and we change and we adapt and we overcome. And she was meant to be the 6th extinction that would hit the planet and wipe us out again. And here we are again going, fuck you, universe, no. And like that, at its core, that's the story. And the Death Stranding is a result of Amelie being that extinction entity, connecting her like paracausal beach realm of the afterlife to everybody. And then everybody gained a beach from that, and it allowed BTs to claw through the beach, and the dead to claw back from the afterlife and consume people and cause void outs. And it was supposed to be this slow simmer of people getting eaten and BTs blowing things up, and it would slowly blot out the world until there was nothing left. But she stood there as she was watching that happen and said, I don't like that. Instead, I'm just going to accelerate the process, and I'm just going to trigger the last stranding, and I'm going to join everybody's beach up into mine all together at once and just cause a massive beach explosion that just blows up the fucking world and everything dies. Because I don't like sitting here watching it all simmer out like dots just disappearing from the map one at a time as these void outs slowly happen. Like, she just said, nah, that's too rough to look at. I'll just end it all in an instant. But she also she would have nightmares of visions of the future, of the apocalypse that she was going to cause. And there was one nightmare she had that was different. And it was of Sam making a choice that averted the last stranding and stopped the end of the world. And so she got a hold of Sam and set him on the path that would then eventually lead him to that outcome and put him on his chosen destiny, basically. Like, unfortunately, Sam is the special golden child. He's been chosen by fate to do the things. He's not just some ordinary guy that stumbled into this. He was already chosen by fate to do this. And she set him on the path, so that's the one bummer about the story there. All right, Peter Englert. Let's see. One, you wish to cruelly grant me a speaker course of my delivery from Lake Nut City to the south. Yep, I've unlocked the entrance to my private quarters. You may peruse my secrets. Yeah, so it just says I've unlocked the entrance to my private quarters. So I think I could just go over there. I think I should be good to just go. Just check the email, so. Yeah. Kind of like the Naruto story where, for the longest time in the story, he was just some kid that worked really hard and like persevered and got through and like pulled shit off. But then by the end of the story, you find out that he's like a child of fate because he was born as one of the two sides of the Sage of Six Paths. And so he was always destined to be who he was because he was born into that fate. Like, that's the one bummer about the story with Sam, is that he's not just some guy. Like, he's a special child of fate, you know? Alright, we go drive over there. Hey look, my old bike is sitting here from forever ago. My cutscene got triggered when I drove it here. Spoilers, yeah. For an old series. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna check them out. Probably check that water and make sure it's not red before I do this and sink my bike. Almost there. This house should be just around here somewhere. I think. Bonk. Okay, bike, will you please cooperate with me here? Come on. I can't reverse it for some reason. There we go. Oh, forward. Where is this house? Did I drive past it? No, it's just a little bit more to my west. Up over this hill, basically. There it is. Honk. Honk.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID.
Yeah, I'm here.
Express ID verified. All weapons will remain
Made
on
it.
until departure. All clear.
Do I just get to go downstairs?
Sam Porter Bridges.
I do just get to go downstairs. Okay. This is Higgs's house. Take this in. Yeah, hey, look, it's the pizza. Bro really likes pizza. He's got a server rack going on there. Oh, God. Fuck Sam. To hell with you. Game over, Sam. No continues for you. No continues for you. I am the particle of God. Amelie, oh Amelie, the one true savior. The world is calling for deliverers, but I need more power. Okay. Bridges can't make bridges. Who needs bridges? Me? I'm bound to all of it. This world, that world, sweet little angel of death. Hot pizza for loser. Cold pizza is for the dogs. Who needs bridges? Okay, and he's got post-it notes of me everywhere, all over the place. He's like following me across the country with all of his fucking ropes and stuff. Okay. He's got my name everywhere. Game over, Sam. Game over. Pick up. What am I picking up? What is this? A memory chip. Is that gonna be more journals? He's got a cool ass like mask in here. Bro was stalking me, dude. He's got shit on the roof because he ran out of space. Okay. World is calling for deliverers, but I need more power. He was obsessed, bro. Did have an obsession, dude. He was in it. He look at him. He ordered a lot of pizza. Bro really liked this pizza, dude. He's got pizza boxes everywhere. Hey, he has an old United States. That's literally just a classic like USPS like flat rate delivery box. That's funny. I wonder what the what those Egyptian glyphs translate to. Might look that up later and see if I can find out. I'll just send you a screenshot, Carly. Alexa, play Obsessed by Mariah Carey and play Obsession by Usher. Oh. Alright, well, he's fucking crazy. And he really likes pizza. I respect it. That's kind of me, honestly. I'm a little crazy and I like pizza. And I'm obsessed with Carly. He doesn't know it, but I have a room that looks like this in the house. Her. Everywhere. Is there an order to pick up here? That'd be really funny. Alright, so the one problem that we have here is that I may or may not have miscalculated my bike usage here and how much battery I have. Is there no more rain anymore? Interesting. Oh yeah. So these are what the rainbows look like, Carly. Rainbow. God, I'm burning up the bike. It's upside down rainbows without blue in them. I want to go find that spot. Show you. Picture. I need to drive slowly to this guy's house so I can charge the battery in the bike. Otherwise, I'm going to be stranded out here. That's kind of what the black death strands are coming down from the sky. Almost there.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID.
Made it.
Verifying ID.
And then if I get off this bike
All
quick,
weapons will remain locked until departure.
walk over here.
All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Get a picture of this mountain that we'll use as like a reference. Like, doesn't have to be exact like that, as you can see, but custom. Okay, we need
Restrictions lifted.
charge the spike and then drive it back home quick, and then turn in that memory chip and read what's on the memory chip. That's about it. Also, I've had a chance to kind of figure it out today watching the Streamlabs preview. That setting did help fix the lag I was experiencing too. I think that was the last thing I really needed to do was go to Higgs's house and pick up that pizza. Not pizza, but like that. There was a memory chip. I gotta go turn it in and then read whatever was on it. And then I'll feel pretty satisfied. I wrapped up what there was to do with this game. It's a shame I didn't have more time to... Like, I would love to do legend delivery on everything and max out everybody's stars and stuff, but it would take me another month to do that, and I would really like to get into the second game. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up right here. But I have now finished 2 games. I'm 2 for 2. Still at 100% game completion rate. Can't say I am, or I'm not. You can't say I'm not. I finished Expedition 33. I beat it on the hardest difficulty. I did both endings. I 100% of the achievements for the game. I played probably like close to 90 hours of this game. Played most of it offline and built all my own stuff. Beat the story. Got this extra stuff going to check on Higgs here and see what's up with that. Activate the terminal. Make a delivery. Share memory chip data. Here you go. On the chip. Plug it into the system.
Well, thanks. You did me a real favor there.
Okay. An Unknown Man's Journal Part 3. Memory chip data. Journals 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And 9 other interviews also added. Good God. Okay, that might just be the rest of the journals. Hold on. Can I read those from here? We're going to be reading for a bit, aren't we? Okay, time to read the rest of Crazy Boy, I suppose. I went through the trouble of going to get the chip. I might as well read it. Strap in, because we're going to be reading for a little bit. Here we go. Yeah, we got journals number 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. So all the missing journals that we didn't have there, we now have. So I have to read them all now. Wish me luck. Was it number 10? Yeah. Here we go. Samantha America Strand, Amelie. The moment I met her, I knew she was destined to make us whole again. She told me we'd do it together, and even gave me a gift, a bridge baby. It's a BT sensor of sorts, although it looks like a newborn. But it's not. Amelie says it was born on the beach, and that it serves as a link between our world and the other side. Between me and her, too, if I keep it with me at all times, she called it a new child for a new era. I'm not just a delivery guy anymore. I'm a herald for her and her new world. She's given me everything I ever wanted, ever needed, and now I'm free to cut Fragile loose. Baby reminds me of a baby doll, but it's no toy, that's for sure. Neither dead nor alive, half human, half something else, an inhabitant of the in-between, like a mummy, a lump of flesh wrapped around a shriveled yet still beating heart. So many symbols to choose from, all signifying that humanity has reached the end of the road. The Stranding was big number 6. I see that now, and so much more. The void outs, the bodies birthing BTs, all aspects of a single phenomena that exists solely to wipe us off the face of the earth. We can't stop what's coming. It's inevitable. Putting Humpty Dumpty back together won't change a goddamn thing, and risking life and limb to try is a fool's errand. Why sacrifice what little you've got in the here and now for a future that'll never come? It's wasteful and meaningless. Amelie'd agree, I'm sure. I met Amelie on the beach again and pressed her for more answers about the Stranding, but she wouldn't give me anything. Maybe she's got nothing left to give, but maybe she's waiting till the time is right. I don't know. I don't care. We all know there's no escaping extinction. I'm struggling to see her angle. Why even pretend to rebuild? Why rail against the inevitable? If there's another layer to this, I can't work it out, and I'm getting sick and tired of trying. She's not going to let me in on her plans. I'm going to have to assume the worst and take matters into my own hands. Give humanity the coup de grace myself. Just need the power to do it. Yeah, I'm going to need something after this. Dear Diary, I nuked Middle Knot City, wiped it clean off the map. Didn't carry the bomb myself, of course. Fragile did the honors. Delivered my mercy to the people like a good little porter. I'm sure she's surprised, but she shouldn't be. Death and destruction are part and parcel of the human condition, and bringing people together only exacerbates that. Be careful what you wish for, eh? It's not like when our ancestors came from the old world to the new and brought their old world diseases with them. Natives had no immunity, and over half died in the blink of an eye. Bam. And we've only come up with better, more effective ways of killing ever since. The network's just another means of hastening the end. This was always the logical conclusion of our efforts, mine and Fragile's. Maybe that's why I partnered up with her, because in my heart of hearts, I knew it was building to this. Sam Porter, where to begin? Dooms, Repatriate, Lone Wolf, Amelie's adopted brother, motherfucker. Impressions I get is that he's a loner who found meaning in being a good Samaritan. Yeah, I tried that mask on for size once upon a time. Sweet little Amelie, though, she buys into his act. Thinks he's got what it takes to help her make America whole again. I tell you what, the more I look into it, the more it seems like he might actually be a true believer. Fucking hell. Anyway, he's a dead man walking, even with Amelie's help. He'll be in Central before long, and the second he shows, I'm bringing a shit ton of BTs down in his head and turning that place into a crater. Then it's bye-bye Sammy Porter, bye-bye Bridges HQ, and bye-bye Expedition Team. Sam's still alive, not even a void out's enough to keep a Repatriate down. Sticks in my craw. Second expedition got wiped out, obviously, but Sam seems happy to head west all by himself. Stupid fuck's crazier than me, or maybe just desperate. Still can't figure why rebuilding the nation's so important to him. Well, whatever. He wants at it, he can be my guest. Even if he still had the others backing him up, it wouldn't make a difference. Ending's already been written. I worked it out. Worked out exactly how it's going to go down. But dooms alone isn't enough. I need a greater power to finish the job, to rain down fire and brimstone on those modern-day Sodoms and Gomorrahs. I've discovered the truth about the Death Stranding. Amelie's powers have nothing to do with dooms. She's destruction incarnate, the angel of the Death Stranding. The extinction entity. I understand now what my true role is. The bridge that will deliver her judgment to this world. The executor of the end. No one knows, not even Sam, but they will. Sam's arrived in Port Knot City, and with Fragile to boot. Think I'll meet them there and bring a BT tour or two along for the ride. It's past time I show Bridges how powerful I've become. Come one, come all. We'll have ourselves an annihilation party, and when it's over, there'll be no one left to come between me and Amelie and the end of the world. Goddamn, is Sammy boy stubborn. Just ain't the quitting type. Seems it's rubbing off on Amelie, too. Girl's trying to fight her true nature. Flip the script. For all the good it'll do her. What difference does it make if it ends tomorrow or a million years from now? This planet's 4.6 billion years old, and the universe? God only knows. Humanity's entire history is a blip on the timescale. What's the fucking point of fighting for a fraction longer? Anyways, Sam and Fragile made it to Lake Knot City, which is just as well. I reckon my old partner's due for a stroll down memory lane, a saunter through the crater she carved out with that nuke of mine. Come to think of it, maybe Sam ought to walk it with her. Yeah, I think I'll have him make a special delivery for me. Well, shit. Sam and Fragile managed to dispose of my nuke before it went off. They weren't smart enough to see through my disguise, but something must have tipped them off. Probably what I wrote on the tag. I know I should have resisted the temptation, but come on, who the hell reads this shit these days? And now he's halfway to the coast, but he's in my neck of the woods now, and my boys ain't about to let up. We're gonna make him regret ever fucking with me and mine. The fuck was that storm that sucked up Sam? A supercell or whatever? I hooked up my BB just before I arrived, and it started shaking and blinking, and ugh, it's all gone sideways. And there's something else out there, something all kinds of fucked up. Don't need BB to tell me that. I've got Amelie, fucking finally. She's trapped in Edge Knot City, a horde of BTs all around. She's not going anywhere now. No, I'm going to take good care of my sweet little angel of death, my extinction entity. We've got plans, me and her. As for you, Sammy boy, you're going to learn what it means to really suffer. Welcome to the Edge, Sam. You're a real asshole, but I've got to admit, you've got grit. You remind me of me in that regard, because we share a connection to Amelie. She gave you your dream catcher, me my Kipu. But you've never seen her face, have you? Never looked her in the eye and seen her for what she truly is. Time to wake up and smell the ashes, Sammy boy. Time for me to tell you, to tell everyone, the truth that hides at the heart of the Stranding. You're gonna love it. I'd go grab some shut-eye at a distro center or whatever if I were you. We've got a showdown coming, and you're gonna want to be fighting fit. Just don't keep me waiting too long, you hear? You're all alone now. You've lost everything. Your mask, Kipu, the BB doll, gone. You thought you had the power, that you were the one fated to lead them unto extinction, yet here you are, alone. You thought you were in control, that this was your role, your dream, the verge of victory, of oblivion for one and all. Herald, executor, pawn, god particle, ha! A stupid name for a stupid fool. This was your life, Higgs, your tale, told by an idiot full of sound and righteous fury, signifying nothing. That's it. The last journal is him. He made it back to his house then. So, Fragile said she let him make the choice of pulling the trigger himself and blowing his own brains out, or a life stranded on the beach. And I guess he chose being stranded, but he found a way out because he wrote this last journal from his house for us to pick up. So that means he's out. So he got out somehow. But he's also depressed about the fact that he thought he was some cool herald of death to help the Death Stranding finish everything, and he turns out he was nothing. Because I punched him a whole bunch and told him how pissed off I was. I wonder if I gave him trauma of all the times his daddy put his hands on him every time I punched him in the face. Think so? I bet he'd call me daddy now. Well, that's it. I have read every single interview in this game aloud on stream. Can't believe I just went there. I had to. He frustrated me. That sequence of events was a little annoying, you know? That all that punching was very cathartic. Cool. Well, I do believe I have completed this video game.